sigh of relief as 2SRL Season 8 is over. Sigh of relief as 2SRL Season 8 is over.
And welcome to 2SRL's Tier 3 for Round 3 here in China. Today I am joined by Mr. Kimmy as usual, and well, he's not really the beautiful co-commentator, he's the best co-commentator in the world, and
hello.
He's feeling a bit tired today, but I think what we'll do is, because if everyone who always supports CGL get him, cheer him on in chat, then I think he'll be, giving it all like it was in the Laguna Seca last night, which was a bit of a intriguing race. I'll put it that way.
Mess.
I mean, you can't say. I mean, that the mess was me. The torpedo. Well, the what do you call it? The spiraling torpedo, as I'll put it that way. And
yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
but either way, we are here in China for round 3 of the championship in 2SRL Tier 3, and after last week's Bahrain race, we have had 2 winners so far this season, and the standings have decided to come on screen already without saying anything. And the lap record's great, so the overlays are beating me already for tonight, but we will go
It's somewhat working at least.
Yep, we know they're working, but it's always going to be that to always start off as standard. There's always some sort of technical glitch, but either way, we'll quickly go through the standings before we start tonight's race. And in the Drivers' Championship, Danny is leading after winning last week in Bahrain, that was a really close contested victory because we had a few guys spinning out, and he currently leads championship on 40 points, but only 4 points behind him is Ace Boy, who is actually Mr. Consistent at the minute, getting 2 P2s. He's actually got a triple across the board: P2 in the championship, P2 in the first race, and P2 in the second race, and that's quite an achievement. We have the indestructible Williams of Jozo from last week after winning in Bahrain, Australia, finishing P7 in Bahrain. Well, I think a few people would have questioned how his car managed to survive that impact coming out of turn 5.
I still don't know how he survived it, but alas, it happened.
I was going to say some of the human acts, but you know, if they're willing to share our secret, I mean, even Crystals did it on Friday in SLR Tier 2 because he spun in front of me on exactly the same curb and survived. They both got the same damage and there was fine. But either way, Owen, the second Alfa Romeo in P4 in the championship, finishing 5th and 6th in the first races. And then we have got the Renault of Blindervinger finishing P3 in Bahrain after missing the first race. He was led most of that race, but unfortunately finished in the final podium position after picking up that penalty on the final lap, and Danny capitalising to take victory. In the constructor standings, Alfa Romeo lead the way on 54 points, Haas and Williams both in P2 and P3 on 47 points, Renault in 15 with 15 in 4th, Ferrari in 5th with 10, Mercedes in P6 with 8, AlphaTauri 4th, and Red Bull. AlphaTauri actually outdoing the Red Bull. That's well, that's not going to be very impressive down at the base. And then Racing Point in with 3, and McLaren looking to score their first points today. So hopefully they will be able to get some on the board today. And what we'll do now is have a look at the first few laps in qualifying, and well, it'll be an interesting strategy today because China is probably going to be the first race of the season where we are going to have to see people qualifying on the medium tyre. With the tyre degradation around this track is so high, it can catch a few people out, but we'll see what a lot of these people do. And I believe you haven't raced on this track much, have you, Mr. Kimmy? So.
It was the first race I ever did in league racing on F1 was China Tier 3 last season. I think I finished P12 or something, just at the points. Don't really remember much, apart from I was struggling. And yeah, the tire tag is a lot. Although last season Neon raced, who's currently fighting for the championship already in Tier 2, and our last season's winner, he started from last on the grid and managed to finish P1. So a lot can happen in China.
Yeah, because I remember this was actually, speaking of first times, this was actually my first commentary with Popo, and I think it was season 4. No, it wasn't season 4. I can't remember what season it was, and I was doing it, and I kind of remember the Red Bull going through the garage. I was like, there's a Red Bull going through the garage, and it looks like it's taking an early exit under the map. And it was just my internet when it used to be, well, potato, going under there, and I was like, what's he doing? I was like, oh, hang on, it's only doing it on my screen, but this is actually my first commentary as well. But this race can always throw up a surprise or two, because when we had rain in Tier 1 last season, we had a few people switch onto the Inters, and we all had it was quite a massive fight on the penultimate laps, and a lot of people started holding on to their positions or made that pit stop work, and it was a great race to watch. And might see some of that today, or if anyone in chat can update us on the weather, because it would be good to know what we are actually dealing with today. But we have got the first few runs of qualifying going, starting at...
the Hammer is asking for qualifying times.
Oh, sorry about that. I will get that up now. There we go. I didn't realise I got them off. Thank you for doing that. And there you go. So we got Ace Boy. We're actually breaking into the 129s already. So Ace Boy actually showing some very decent pace, and Blinda Vinde on 130. But expect those times to start falling off as we go through the session.
Owen has done a lap on the mediums, it seems. So he's already aiming for that alternative strategy you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, the thing is with the softs around here, while they've got a lot of pace, it's kind of like Baku. They're working short bursts, so they will get you up the grid to avoid the carnage going into the first 3 turns. However, in the long term, when you get that clean air on about lap 7 or 8 for the medium runners, they'll be in the best position to clear the field. So, you know, they're in the best position already, but the guys on the softs, it's not, you know, bad that they're doing it on the softs, as we see Owen doing a massive drift coming out of the sweeping right-hander down to the first DRS zone. But, you know, it's just a tyre advantage, and you'll see like a lot of the guys do it probably at the weekend and during the week, but you know, it's whatever works for anyone, because if they get a safety car here, then the medium runner's already kind of thrown off in the first stage of the race. But either way, we'll see how they do. As we had Owen doing a lap, but I think he's going to he's going to complete this one.
Yeah.
Complete this one. He comes up to the line. Will he improve on his 131? No, he doesn't. He sets a 138 again, so not really the best lap for him, because I think he had that spin coming out of turn 12. Was it? Yeah, it was turn 12.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. As there's a Red Bull part off track over there. And I've also seen Der Hammer says Gerla is an expert at this track, and he says he will dominate. He has yet to set a lap that is valid, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I was going to say Gerla on pace already, and Gerla can definitely do a lot here, so we'll keep a close eye on him, as he's currently down in P13, and I think he'll be up there at the end of the day. But saying that, in Crystal also said Ace Boy has set a 129.3 in practice, and that is a very, very fast time, so we'll see how that unfolds. But at the minute, he is showing he has got a fair bit of pace as he's in the pit at the moment,
Yeah.
so we'll see how look at the other guys too. But I think Blindavinda, or Blindavinky, so I keep getting his name mixed up, even though I've known him for forever.
I think he's Blinda Finkia, yeah.
Blindavinky, yeah. I remember, actually saying that, I remember we both had a little accident in SLR before, but that was my own fault for making an ambitious move. But let's see what he can do after last week, losing that P1 just due to that little penalty he picked on the last lap. So he's on his out lap at the minute, but I think he'll be starting one pretty soon. And same with actually Ocean Chief is on a lap right now, so let's see what he does coming through turn 13. And well, he's just about to hit the DRS zone now. He's currently in P7 and P8 now, and the last few weeks he's had two very good consistent races where he's come up through the pack and just made the strategy work and not making any mistakes, locking up going into the hairpin. So he's going to be coming out of turns 14 and 15 now, coming up to 16. Probably get a bit of DRS from the car, and we're definitely going to set a 130.4 and Ocean Chief up to P5. Very nice lap time.
Yeah, very good stuff from him.
Yeah, so he's on to the third row of the grid, and it looked like he'll try to improve that, but very nice pace from him so far on the Haas boys. And Haas have actually got I think Haas have got the perfect driver lineup. They've got the Danny gunning at the front, but then Chief's going to be picking up all the points, and I think it's showing so far, considering they are third in the championship.
That's not to discount Chief's performances as well, because I think last season he managed to win in Monaco, so he's definitely quick when he puts his foot down properly. It's sometimes a little bit inconsistent depending on which track he's at, but some tracks he's definitely up there at the top.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like, I think it's just the work of the cardigan that gets him there. But saying that, our race winner from Australia, Jozzo, is currently on lap, currently on board with him, coming down the back straight. He's 6/10 up, and well, he's about to, if he carries on, he'll jump himself up into P4 where Snella Henke is, but probably wanting to see a bit more from him this week, because obviously he had that dominant performance in Australia, but looks like he's fallen off the pace a little bit, unless he's, experimenting with the assistants, or Ace Boy and Blindavink have got a lot more pace. But he comes around the final turn now, gets a bit onto there, looks like he's going to set a 130.3, so up into P5, just behind Snella Henke, and he looks like Ace Boy is going to be the guy to beat again. Will he break that P2 curse today? We shall see. But Jozzo in P5 at the moment. But actually saying that, Ace Boy is out on lap and is about to start one, so might ride on board with him, actually just have a quick hot lap and see how he does, as he comes up through turn 16 now and is about to start the race. So comes down the main straight, hits that DRS zone and begins the lap, and let's see if he can improve on his time already. So he comes up to turn 1, braking just about after the 50-metre board, using the pit exit line, shifting down the gears up to turn 2, going down into second or first, comes out of there now, coming up to turn 3, swings the car around, shift up quickly to cancel the wheel spin as he comes down to the end of sector 1 and approaching turns 4, 5 and 6, because they're actually all on the banks. But now coming up, he's actually equalled his first sector time near enough and goes a bit wide coming out of turn 6, so he'll be looking to gain a bit more of that time as he comes through the left and right handers now, trying to stay as close as he can to the turns of 7 and 8, and gets a very nice, so gets a little bit twitchy but still manages to retain the line going through. And that could be a bit costly coming through turn 10, but we'll see as he comes up now to sector 2 and whether he's actually 2/10 up, so ignore my saying he's off the pace. But now coming up through turns 12 and 13 now, getting full throttle, picking the perfect moment so the car doesn't back, well, the back end of the car doesn't slide, and he gets that spam, and as he comes now up to the DRS zone, he's giving it full throttle as he comes down towards turn 14, the hairpin where it pretty much can make or break your lap, and it gets it very nicely. Full rotation on the wheel now as he comes up to the penultimate turn before going across the finish line. Doesn't want to invalidate coming out of this final turn, gets a beautiful exit, and this looks like it could be an improvement of a 1:29.6, and that is a very good lap by S-Boy, and he's definitely on the pace today.
Yeah, that was quite impressive. I was riding on board with him as well. It was nice to see. I don't think he had a single lockup, but I don't know if he runs with or without ABS, so can't really comment too much on that. Owen, on the other hand, does his qualifying unluckiness continue, or do you think he's going to stick with the strategy he's on and try and make his way through the field?
I think he's looking to sit. I think his misfortune's not actually happening today. I think he's going to try and stay in P13 because he's going to get that fresh set of mediums for starting the race. So he's going to, not qualify on the set he's already used. So I can see why he's staying in the garage. But what I think he might want to do is try, well, he's coming out now anyway, and he's actually going to try and qualify on those mediums. But what I would have said was to actually, sometimes you can come out here and set a soft lap to try and cheekily bump your way up to P11, and in his case it looks like he's going to try and do another lap on those set of mediums, but we'll see. I think he's definitely going to have a better race today, and it looks like he's going to use that strategy to his advantage, but using that set of medium tyres is already used for an extra lap could be a bit costly in trying to extend his run, like if there's a safety car or anything. But we'll see if Owen can do that. He's a very fast driver. His race pace has been very good in the first few races without those mistakes, and hopefully he can have some good fortune today. But we are down into the final I don't know what the word is, final drawing of qualifying, and well, Ace Boy is the one to beat at the minute, and he has got the only person actually to get into the 129s, but we've got Danny on a lap at the minute, and I've only just noticed that he's coming through turn 13 now, and we'll see how far he is up, because he's gone past sector 2, so we'll see when he comes to the line, but can he get onto that front row, or even knock Ace Boy off the top? He was 1/10 up according to the Delta. As he comes up to turn 14, he will just hopefully be able to get past Blindavinky. He should have enough in the tank to get past it, but Blindavinky's also got to settle up, and Greasy looks like he's having a few connection issues as Danny comes up to the line now. Is it going to be enough to put him into P2? And yes, it is 130 flat, but Blindavinky has still got to settle up, but we also do have SLR Henke, who's 2/10 up coming through sector 2 right now, so he could be a challenger for that front row spot with Danny and Blindavinky, and he is coming now up to sector 2 and he's 2/10 up, so SLR Henke could actually be the one to take that P2 away from Danny at the minute, but we shall see as the clock runs down now into the final minute of the session.
Yeah, it was a good lap from Danny. He only improved by, I think, 1.5 tenths or so, but I think I was riding on board with him and it said he was purple sector 2, but I'm not sure if that's Codemasters being funny or if he actually set a sector 2 purple time.
Yeah, might be able to try and see if we can get a tool to say that, but saying that SLR Henke is coming up to the finish line right now. I think he's lost a bit of time, because that's going to be, no he hasn't, and that is P4, so he will not be moving up the grid, and that is very unfortunate for SLR Henke, because that looked like a very good lap, but he's so close between second and fourth, because they're not even split by 1/10, they're like 1,000.
Yeah, that is.
That's really insane.
That is really close.
Yeah, and then Ace Boy has just retired, so he thinks his lap is good enough to get him in. Well, he's good enough to start from the front, as he doesn't think Jozzo or anyone below him can improve. But we are going to have a look at Jozzo and Blindavinky in a minute, as Jozzo is doing his lap now, just coming up to sector 2 and invalidate. So that is the end of Jozzo's night as Danny comes into the pits. So all eyes on Blindavinky now. Can he get ahead of Danny and or Ace Boy in the fight for P2 and P1 even, but he's actually just gone a little bit slower than his Sector 1 time now. As he comes through turns 7 and 8, he'll be looking to get that time back in Sector 2, but Ace Boy is looking pretty untouchable at the moment, as now he comes through turns 8 and 9 before coming up, and that's gone, and that could be an invalidation. No, yep, it is. And
Yeah,
that,
oh.
I think that kind
that
of,
sums it up. Yeah,
yeah, as I said, that kind
I
of
don't feel like that's the way you want to end the session, but that does sum it up.
yeah, but I think that's safe to say. Not Danico, Ace Boy is on pole and Danny is in seconds, but either way, Blundervinky stays in P3, and there we go, qualifying done, unless Omleto can say.
Yeah. So if he gets this P1, that means his consistency streak is gonna break. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. He quite dominating qualifying from him. Was it like 4/10 faster than P2, but P2 to P4 all very closely packed, and then also P5 to P8 basically also very tightly packed, and then the time sort of fall off a little bit and towards the end. But O and P15 trying to quality on those mediums and doesn't really seem to have worked out for him. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a lot can happen in China, as I experienced last season. But I don't know how often safety car gets pulled out here. And I was thinking, even in Ace Boy's case, he just seems to have that much more pace compared to everyone else. So if a safety car does come out, he just needs to, yeah, drive away, and he'll be fine, I think. I think he's probably had some sort of contact on the warm-up lap or something. That's usually what happens. Yeah. And now we go. Yeah. Sorry, I just want to. Apparently, they don't hear anything in chat. Says a commentary is dead. So apparently, I don't know if a commentator is. They say they can't hear you or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I found it. I might have accidentally hit the button. If for some, oh god, I swear to God, if I have just been on like, oh for the love of Christ, what the heck? Sorry, has the audio been messed up for like most of this? If so, I completely apologise. Okay, I might have accidentally hit the button or something, but it didn't. It didn't work.
Yeah,
Apologies about
it
that.
sounds like okay. It says it's fine now. Apparently, Adam muted. Nice. Okay.
Was I muted for like the whole of that? If so, oh god, not again.
Oh well, it's always nice to see some just pure racing without any commentary every now and then as well. So there you go. There's your I don't know 3 minutes of B-roll footage.
What is it?
Yeah.
I don't know how I even muted myself, but either way, that is alright. Oh, I think I know what I did. But either way, we will see it as Danny and Aceboy. Aceboy is already 1 second ahead already. Danny, as we see Grizu and trading places with Turbo Dudley as both of the Ferraris come out of the final turn. Now on lap 3 as we see Fropsy and Dominon going side by side out of turn, the final turn, and getting side by side as Omleto and him keep this battle up, and it is really close between these guys, and it's going to be even closer between a few of these guys. But these are the lead medium runners, and at the moment they are currently 9 seconds off the lead, so they've got a bit of ground to make up, but it should start to swing back in their favour. But the minute as we see Snella Henke, so Henke's trying to go around the outside of Danny into turn 6 and gets the move done very nicely indeed, and Snella Henke up into P3 and Danny dropping back 2 positions from the start, and he looks like he's going to need to get a move on or he's going to lose him in more positions.
Yeah. And we were talking about Owen's strategy in qualifying and all that. He started on the hard tires and has already decided to pit for some medium tires.
Yeah.
So he might have had some damage of some sort, but definitely not the start he would have wanted to this race.
I was going to say, and that looks like Owen's. Hopefully Owen can obviously break that look, but that's exactly what he did need, and he's all the way down in P17. Hopefully he can get for Pat, but we see Grizu getting past. Oh, we have a car who's gone off really wide there. Oh, there we go. It's Fropsy who went off really wide out of turn 13. Almost lost it, but he's kept it clean. But then again behind McLaren Lad, it coming up to the back of Omletto now to try and overtake him. But we see a few of these cars doing it, and McLaren Lad dives up the inside of Omletto and tries to get past, but in the end he doesn't. And this is actually a really close battle for the lead medium runners. We see Grizu get past Fropsy now as Fropsy goes into the pits, and I think those soft tyres have not done him any favours, so he's already thinking they're not good enough, so he's changed positions, and there you go. So we are already starting to see a few people on the softs pit, so very interesting indeed to see how this will play out for the rest of the race.
Yeah, and I think Binder Finke is really trying all he can right now to try and catch up to Aceboy, because he's used so much of his ERS already. He's on 22%, and the rest of the guys around him are around 50 or above. And then Gerla is also using quite a lot to try and catch up to the train Danny, but so far not much happening because it's just a DRS train in China.
Yeah, I was going to say it's kind of a bit like Bahrain, and like you were saying, Spa, so they didn't actually have the telemetry up. The Aceboy's got enough now, he can just cruise and not even use it because he's on 78, and actually Jozo's on 80 as well, so both of these guys are being able to just harvest their ERS and just wait for the moment and use that slipstream to carry themselves. And Henke's used up a lot of his ERS as well, and this is not going to really do a few of these guys much favour in the race, because they are going to be starved of that ERS, especially now that it can be activated. But Danny's probably got the trick spot on so far, and he's just waiting behind these guys. He's probably knowing Aceboy's going to have a bit of, he's going to pull away a little bit, so he's going to be able to attack him towards the end of the race. So I think that could be part of the tactic while they're conserving, because everyone behind Blinder, Vinky and Snella have got a lot more ERS than them at the moment.
Yeah, but as Dahama says, Aceboy is really quick here, so Danny will have to put in a lot to try and catch him at the end, even though I think he's conserving. It's also soft tires in China, they don't last long whether you conserve your tires or not. It's a question of between like 1 or 2 laps, so I think it's just he's maybe more of just trying to manage the gap ahead and behind and just saving as much as he can.
Yeah, actually behind, McLaren Lad has been overtaken by Turbo Dudley for P12, and these guys are in that medium train at the moment, but yeah, not really many of the medium runners are making that much progress at the moment, which is actually quite surprising considering it, is the potential, the optimal strategy. But actually saying that, Grizu looks like he is getting onto the back of Dominon now, so he's going to be looking to get those medium tyres going for a bit longer. But we might see them to start make a bit more ground up in the next part of the race. But he is getting very, very close to the back of Dominon now. I think he's going to take him on the outside coming into the hairpin and chicane, and he does it very nicely. But Dominon going side by side with him, and Dominon's not giving this up, and it looks like Grizu's gonna just have to wait a minute as he actually doesn't get past him, and Dominon holds him up, and Grizu's gonna have another go, and he does. We see a few guys already pitting, Blinder, Vinky, Ocean Chief and Henke pitting, but we're seeing Grizu now go side by side with Dominon into turn 1, and Grizu keeping the gap very much in Grizu with that bit of extra traction. Looks like he's got him, but he doesn't as Dominon comes down, back down the inside to take the position. Dominon, he's not giving this up, and Grizu looks like he's got that bit more of traction around the outside and gets it done. But Dominon have another go coming back into turn 4, and it looks like he's going to pull out to the inside. Dominon takes that position back. This is great racing between these two, and Dominon gets a little bit ahead. All these battling is doing Grizu no favours.
Oh
He's
my
keeping
God.
on the inside as Dominon comes up round the outside, and he's going to have a bit less traction. Grizu's keeping it, but Dominon's going to have the inside line and keeps Grizu's not going to be able to get past him. But all this battling is just backing Dominon or Grizu up into Turbo Dudley, and Dominon looking, as you can see, struggling for traction. And Omletto, he's getting it, and it looks like Grizu is going to have Dominon. No, he's not, into turn 11, but coming into turn 12 now. We'll ride on board with them. Let's see, as these guys are still battling side by side with each other, and it looks like Grizu's internet, obviously he was having a bit of issues in qualifying, but he's going to look like he's going to get Dominon now, but he doesn't have that straight line speed from the look of it. As Dominon is actually pulling away, as we can see now, them coming up side by side, and it looks like Dominon, well, is going to finally lose out to Grizu as Grizu goes wide, but Dominon's coming back up the inside again. As you can see behind them, Omletto is getting very close, and there you go. Finally, Dominon pits.
Okay, that was a good fight.
That was a very good fight, and what he has done is allowed Grizu now to actually take the net lead of this race. But we have got the lead runners in the pits, as we have Ace Boy leaving the pits. But it'll be interesting to see where Blindavinky comes out. Blindavinky actually doesn't come out that far behind Ace Boy, but Ace Boy, as Danny, comes out behind Blindavinky, as we're just trying to see where everyone comes out, because the timing board's a little bit messed up at the moment. But Danny has come out in net P3, but Blindavinky has not come out that far behind, that much further behind Ace Boy, as you can see. And well, that is going to be interesting, because Ace Boy has actually come out in track it, and Blindavinky has held himself up there, and Ace Boy is going to be looking to get past Schofield pretty soon. As you can see, Schofield going very wide, and Ace Boy now getting under a lot of pressure from Blindavinky. So we're going to see another battle here for the net lead of this race, as Blindavinky goes around the outside of Ace Boy, and what a move by Blindavinky, banging wheels. But Blindavinky is going to get past Ace Boy for the lead of this race, and stopping that lap earlier has got him ahead of Ace Boy, and Ace Boy with that gap has lost it. And I think the thing is about China, it can have such of an effect on the tyres. It can mean you can see unexpected stuff in the pits, and Blindavinky's now actually going to get the DRS from from Schofield as well, and he is going to get back down the main straight. As you can see, Blindavinky is going to get past Schofield, but Ace Boy needs to get past Schofield now if he's going to have another go going past Blindavinky, but he can't, as Schofield parks it on the apex of the turn, as Ace Boy struggles out of final turn, squirms, and Blindavinky has put a car between him and Ace Boy, and that is huge for Blindavinky now, as Ace Boy has got to get past Schofield soon, because he's going to ruin his race. But Danny isn't even that far behind, so this has not worked out for Ace Boy. He's stopping out that lap longer, as Blindavinky has got past him, and that is huge for this race.
Yeah, that was, I think everything played into Blindavinky's hands there, with Schofield holding up Ace Boy, and he just saw an opportunity around the outside, took it, and away he goes. He's already managed to build about a second and a half to Ace Boy now, and while that was happening, Danny has also been able to catch up, so he's right behind Ace Boy, and maybe could challenge him into the final few corners.
Indeed, and oh god, I just realised, yeah, the commentary was dead, because it was muted, but it will look after. But saying that, Danny looks like he is going to try and make a move on Schofield here, and he has got past Schofield, and that has hit the barrier between now him. But saying that, Jozzo has gone onto that medium tyre, so Jozzo is definitely committing to that two-stop. So he is doing that strategy, like again in Bahrain, where he did do that in Australia, where he did do that two-stop, and it didn't look like, you know, it would work out, but it has. But saying that, Danny is coming back under pressure from Schofield. Schofield looking like he's going to try and go down the inside of Danny, but him and Danny are battling very hard here, as we see Danny get him, and Schofield does lose out to Jozzo in the end, and Danny is now going to look like to try and catch up with Ace Boy. But that was a very nice battle from those guys, and it looks like it's worked out in the feed. But saying that, Jozzo
was actually getting past Danny now into turn 1, and those medium tires being stronger than the hard ones. Can he make the 2-stop work though? That is the question. He really needs to, as quickly as possible, get up to Ace Boy, overtake him, then get past Vinky and just build that gap. Maybe hope for a safety car as well, and then he's, well, yeah. If this strategy works out, then that's a really good race for him.
Oh, I was going to say, we're just seeing Kurz and Schofield both battle with each other, both of these guys on the same strategy and looking to overtake each other. But again, the battles between the lead trains now of the guys who've already pitted doing that softer hard strategy, again stuck up in this fight, and well, not what they really wanted, because now they're going to lose a lot of time overtaking them, and that the fact Vinky, Ace Boy, Jozzo have all got past them is key to their race. But as you can see behind, Gerla trying to get past, or Snellerhenky trying to get past Gerla for P12, and Gerla has got past that, and you see Tidal trying to get past Snellerhenky now. Snellerhenky losing out. Snellerhenky obviously was running in that train at the front, and you can see the coming out here and how traffic can destroy your race. And yes, and I think you're not really getting what you wanted so far. As ahead, Kurz, he's getting past Schofield, and he's done it again. We're seeing overtakes left, right and centre at the moment, but it looks like Schofield is going to come back at Kurz now as Schofield gets twitchy on the edge of the turn and gets him again. So there you go, nice battling by these guys at the moment, but we'll keep an eye. We'll talk about it in a second once this battle's done. But behind Ocean Chief now trying to get past Kurz, but Ocean Chief's got to be very, very careful here as he comes up into turn 1 side by side with Kurz. Kurz taking the wider line, but Ocean Chief, I thought he lost a bit of his end plate then. But you can see how much these two battling is ruining their races. See Ocean Chief sneaking up the inside of. Ocean Chief gets a bit squirmish there as contact with Schofield, and that's going to allow Gerla to come and battle Ocean Chief. This battle is holding these guys up on the hard so much as Ocean Chief dives up the inside, contacts Ocean Chief, gets through past Kurz, and that is what he needed, and it leaves Gerla, Snellerhenky, we have 5 wide coming through turns 7 and 8 now, as these guys on the soft tyres are not doing it, as the Alpha Tauri holds up its sister team in the Red Bull, and Schofield, you can see those guys on the medium tyres getting really, really on the edge of their grip now. It's like Laguna Seiki.
And Tilda's gone off in the background. Tilda's gone off into the grass, and he's spun. He's managed to collect it again, but yeah, that demotes him down to P16.
I just got him on the camera, and he does get a drop down to P16, but he hasn't lost that much ground, thankfully, so he'll be okay. But what a battle that was, and we're having a yellow flag, and that is Gerla's gone.
While that's happening, Kurz is mounting an attack onto Ocean Chief, and I think he's gotten past him already, but Ocean Chief goes up the inside. Kurz tries to stick around the outside. Ocean Chief maybe with better traction here.
Yeah,
a little bit of contact, but he stays ahead for now, but all this battling is just allowing Danny, Jozzo and Ace Boy just to fly up in the distance.
You can see they've already got a 6-second gap to these guys in the distance, and well, they're not losing it. You see Kurz coming down the inside again. He's going to try and stick it around the outside of Ocean Chief. This is great racing at the minute between this battle. Kurz and Schofield, even though they're on a different strategy, not giving it without a fight. Ocean Chief having to hold back here, and well, he looks like he has got that move done. Snellerhenky now is the one to battle Kurz, but this has been great racing all round, and well, Ocean Chief now actually, I think he would be net P5, but Jozzo obviously getting still needs to pit. But one thing that has done, and with China, you can see the train it's created between both the Hasses, both 6 seconds, and now we might see both of those, everyone who's on those medium tyres at the start of the race filter back into a very nice position, and Grizu looks like he could be in a very nice position to profit from all this. And well, after the disconnects in qualifying, he is going to come out, I think, just in that battle with Danny and Ocean Chief, so Grizu could be on for a very nice P4 here.
Yeah, that'd be a great drive from him if he manages to pull it off. And while this is happening, Blindevink and Aceboy are right next to each other. Actually, as Blindevink gets a pretty poor exit, Aceboy follows right into the slipstream. He's going to collect DRS into turn 1, but gets slightly poor exit on the last turn, so he probably won't be able to do anything here. Although, saying that, he's gaining on Blindevink quite a lot, but no, not able to mount an attack this time.
Yeah, he's just holding him up a little bit right there, and well, he's done a very nice job.
Oh, McLaren,
Oh no, what's happened to
no!
McLaren,
Okay,
lad? And
alright.
he's a bit of a
He
mistake.
little bit of a lawn mowing service, that's all. But alright, so Danny gets past McLaren lad and is able to keep on onto the back of Jaws and maintain that DRS to pull them through.
Yeah, he's getting very close to the point now, I think, where we're going to see those medium runners pit, and well, that's going to allow Ace Boy and Blinda Vinky to both battle. But in terms of their ERS, Blinda Vinky has completely drained his, and Ace Boy's on 86 compared to his 30. So you know, again, it's gone in Ace Boy's favour, and Ace Boy looks in a very comfortable position to win this race. However, behind, Jozzo is trying to come up to the back of Turbo Dudley now and overtake him for B5, but Jozzo again obviously does need to pit once more. He doesn't look like he's got the pace compared to the guys on those hard tyres at the minute.
No, he's not really been dropping Danny or catching up to the other guys, just sort of maintaining the distance slightly. But Ace Boy and Blinda Vinky have been dealing with not back markers, but people on alternate strategies. And they finally have a little bit of clear air now. Well, actually saying that, they've just caught up to Omelette. So after they clear Omelette, they have a little bit of clear air to finally battle out just with them two.
Yeah, and I think they are getting that pretty spot on at the moment, and as you can see, the medium tyres pit window has opened up now, so you'll probably see the guys like Grizu and Omelette start to pit within the next lap or two. However, behind, we do have a very close battle between the two net leaders at the moment, and Ace Boy is just sitting in Blinda Vinky's slipstream, and he's just waiting for the moment. I think he'll probably just wait until Grizu and Omelette filter into the pits to change their tyres, and then he'll make his move. He doesn't really need to make his move. He's got so much ERS, as you can see. He's used a little bit of it, but it's not really enough to concern Blinda Vinky. As you can see, Blinda Vinky locking up a lot at the moment as he's getting stuck behind Omelette, but Jozzo is actually getting close to this train as well, and so is Danny, as we see Omelette get overtaken by Blinda Vinky now. But Blinda Vinky is going to have that DRS as Omelette battles him back. Both of these guys with the DRS, and so is Ace Boy. As you can see, Blinda Vinky now going to the inside, coming from the outside and going wheel to wheel into the chicane, cuts the turn completely as Ace Boy sneaks up the inside, and that is a brilliant move by Ace Boy. There's going 3 wide into the final turn. Oh god, this is going to be Blinda Vinky!
Blinda Vinky and Ace Boy off the track! And that promotes Jozzo into net P1 actually. And Danny is now catching up to Ace Boy, and he's going to be right into this fight now.
Whoa, my god, that was a crazy pit moment there, and that could have been the end for both of our race leaders. And well, that is a great bit of racing. But saying that, Grizu, who was the first medium runner to pit, has come out, and well, the battling is not done between Blinda Vinky and Omelette, as Omelette is still battling very hard as Blinda Vinky stays ahead. But saying that, Danny is now in this battle from the look of it, and he is getting a lot closer to the back of these guys, and Ocean Chief as well in that detached train. But Grizu is in P9, 14 seconds off the lead. I think it might be a bit of a stretch for him to say that he can win this race. Obviously these guys are on 6-lap all the tyres, but wow, that was great racing between them. And I'm just going to check if the replay stupid function is working after last week, and we could just see on the replay that, well, we had that 3 wide going into the final turn, and as you can see on the camera, we have Blinda Vinky spinning into that turn, and there you go. So we'll get back onto the race. But behind, Jozzo, Omelette is going side by side with Ace Boy, and Ace Boy going around the outside now to have that inside line coming up into turn 16, and Ace Boy has got past as Omelette still doesn't pit on those medium tyres. So Omelette thinking he's probably going a little bit longer. Whether he's going to try and do soft to medium to soft, it will be seen, but I don't think that's likely, as now Ace Boy gets past Omelette for P2.
Yeah. So yeah, these medium run-ins really hampering the top guys' chances here to fight it out properly. But it's definitely given us some great racing as Danny is trying to go around the outside of Amletso at the moment. Yeah, seems to make the move stick and is now within DRS of Ace Boy. So it was looking a bit thin for Danny at the beginning. He was dropping behind a little bit, but now he's right into that battle for P1.
Indeed, and he definitely can if he can get in that battle nicely, he'll be able to assert himself at the end of this race. And so far, he's doing a great job of asserting himself in that battle. And well, we'll see as we come up through the pack. But meanwhile, at the front, that gap is down to 6 tenths now, and well, Blindavinky probably will just be feeling a little bit more confident now that he's got that top spot, but it doesn't mean anything at the minute as we've got the top three being very close to each other. But for sure, Jozzo's probably regretting going on to that medium tyre because he could have probably won this race, but it doesn't look like it has worked out for him as he's having to battle these
yellow
guys now.
flags, sector 2, I think that's Schofield. Yeah.
He is, and also Blindavinky's going to move on Jozzo for the lead of this race, and he does. And Blindavinky takes the lead of this race. Jozzo coming back up the inside to try and overtake him. As you can see, these guys getting very close together, and he is getting there very well. And Blindavinky getting there, but Jozzo gonna have a look back, but I don't think he's got the grip left in those tyres compared to Blindavinky, or he might just be letting Blindavinky sitting in front. However, we do have another battle down track as Turbo Dudley. I thought there was a battle going on. So Owen pits again. So Owen again, the luck is not there with him this week, and I just feel good for him because he showed so much pace, but he just hasn't been able to translate that into results as of yet.
Yeah, he's had a pretty unfortunate start to the season, I'd say. But there's still, what was it, like 21 races or something?
20 I think there's 20 races, unless I know SLR there's 20 races. I'm not sure how many is here. There's 22.
Oh, sorry. Blindavinky gets a really poor exit. Actually, gets a lot of very slidey. Jozzo might be able to make something out of this. He gets into the DRS of Blindavinky. It doesn't use ERS though.
Oh, it's Grizu. Grizu's retired. Sorry, and Schofield as well. Grizu safety car.
That's a safety car.
Oh my god, that is.
So that's
that is worked out beautifully for Jozzo, as Jozzo gets a 5-second. I don't think that's a penalty. I'm sorry, but I'll get that up on the replay in a second, and Jozzo can appeal. Yeah.
Jozzo goes into the pits. Ace Boy stays out. Blindavinky stays out. Danny goes into the pit as well. So does Amletto. I'm not sure what the P6. Yeah, Ocean Chief into the pits. So only seems like Ace Boy and Blindavinky stay out for now.
Yeah. Well, I think that could actually be a mistake by for crying out loud. What?
Okay, so Jozzo has just had to serve his 5-second penalty, and that's just held up on Leto in the pits. So Jozzo's lost out to Danny in the pits because he's had to serve that penalty.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that would have been able to be removed, and that's just wrecked the Williams races because that was no way a penalty, even though I know it's coming from the commentators, but that's just the game being F1, and he didn't touch him, he just brakes because of the safety car, but then he's obviously lost that. But if we speak of the race, I think Danny and Jozzo and Ocean Chief have put themselves in a very good position, because I know those medium tyres can go to lap 13, but they're going to have so much more pace compared to 10 lap old hard tyres, and I think Ace Boy and Blindavinky have both lost out here, because they should have a fresh set of medium tyres because they didn't use them in quali. So a bit puzzling to why they didn't pit. Maybe they didn't think the gap was big enough, but you know, we'll see at the end of the race. But I think that could have just handed the win of this race to Danny and Jozzo from the look of it.
Yeah, but they've both shown that they're still quite capable of defending, and it is somewhat difficult to overtake if you're stuck in a DRS train. So we'll have to see if Danny can make work of this, and if the tires come the end of the race are actually faster or slower than the hard tires.
Yeah, he is he has shown some very nice pace on the hard tires, but you know, we'll see how they do in the final 10 laps, but obviously we are going to see a few more people pitting as well, and well, I think if anyone was on the alternate strategy at the start, they would have, been fancy themselves with the safety car, but obviously we didn't see that, and well, that's probably ruined the race for one or two. However, we are gonna see how the safety car, I think, starts the next lap, but I think Blindavinky and Ace Boy are gonna, like you said, put up that good defense with that DRS train, but we'll see how the traffic, the guys in the traffic like Danny come through it, and can they mount that challenge for the win.
Yeah, and Ocean Chief actually has had a pretty good race so far. So starting P6 and he's now up to P5. So, getting past Snelly Henke, who was actually challenging for a podium position at the start of the race.
Yeah. Ocean Chief has worked well off these situations in other league races, and like the last few weeks, like in Australia, where he made that massive jump due to the penalties. And well, he finds himself in B5 now, and this could be a very great result for Haas in terms of the constructors' points. So they'll be hoping to get the win and hold that P5. So Ocean Chief is definitely capable of doing that, but we'll see how they do with 10 laps remaining. I think we're just going to see Fropsy catch up to the pack, and we might see the safety car out for one more lap. But so far, I think all of these Tier 3 races this season have thrown up some action. This is actually the first safety car of the season, I think. No, it isn't. Or was it Australia?
There was one in Australia, yes, there was.
Yeah, but not in Bahrain. I was just trying to think, was the one in Bahrain? Yeah, there wasn't, but it's actually intriguing to have one in China, because you usually won't get one. But so it's definitely come at the right time for a few people, because they've been able to make that transition onto the hard tyre. So, let's see how this goes. I think we're going to get one more lap under it, and we will be back under racing. But what could have done the favour is for Blindavinky and Ace Boy is the fact that the safety car stayed out for that little longer. They don't have to defend as hard, but for guys like Danny and Jozzo, they've got that chance on that medium tyre to extend its life, because obviously we saw a lot of these guys on that medium tyre pitting on about lap 12 or 13, but I think Danny will... I'm just going to make the prediction Danny's going to win this race, because he's going to have that tyre advantage over the 11 lap old hard tyres of Blindavinky's and Ace Boy. So we'll see how they do anyway, but I think Ace Boy and Blindavinky might just miss out due to that error, and well, we'll see. Many things can happen like that safety car, but it will be coming in at the end of this lap.
Yeah, actually, I think Jozzo is in quite a good position here to win the race. My gut's just telling me Danny will get close, but I think Jozzo will probably get him in the end, maybe.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna be able to hold him off just about before they come up to the main line, but they are, because you can see the pack is backing up now, and Blindavinky is just going to wait. So we'll see as they prepare to restart in just a few moments' time, but it is going to be very close. Actually, I'll try and quickly jump onto the chat, because I haven't been able to see that, considering I'm muted. I'm not gonna. Did I? There you go. The safety car is in this app, but I'm not sure if did I mute myself at the start of the stream or during the stream. If I muted it from the start, that is brilliant by me yet again.
It's just it's the third race of the season. We're still ironing out some small mistakes here and there.
We've got the before technical issues, but we should be okay.
Yeah.
As we see now, but I was going to say, do you think you're feeling awake enough to take the safety car restart?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Let's do that. I'll go into broadcast mode and go on to Blindavinky then, because I'm just usually I'm just on the TV pod cam, and I'm just following people behind and just sort of seeing the race stuff from that angle. But I'll go into broadcast so I can see a bigger picture. Yeah, and well, I've never done a safety car restart before, but I'm guessing Blindavinky is just gonna accelerate as hard as he can on the exits of this corner, and therefore get a good jump into turn 1 and stay ahead. But yeah. So yeah, okay. So Blindevinke is gone. The rest are following up now. Ace Boy is already 1.5 seconds behind. So Blindevinke, great start from him. Danny right behind Ace Boy as everyone comes down into turn 1. Into the straight down to turn 1. Blindevinke already got a sizable gap. Danny maybe fighting up this inside of Ace Boy, not really close enough yet. As you see, Dominon and Oletto swap positions. Oletto and Dominon swapping positions again. They are going side by side at the moment, so they are, Dominon gets out ahead, but he's got that 3-second time penalty, so probably won't stay ahead at the end of the race if Oletto can stick with him. So yeah, Danny very close to Ace Boy, but while this is happening, Blindevinke just flying off into the distance. Really had a great restart there. And Jozzo sticking with Danny as well. Just to try and get that DRS whenever that opens up. It'll be in 2 laps time, I think. But Danny will want to get past Ace Boy as quickly as possible to try and catch up to Blindevinke in order to try and make a move before the race is finished.
Yeah.
Right.
I was gonna say that was. I was gonna say I'll give you a 10 out of 10 for that, considering you're very tired. But while that is going on, we see Ace Boy weaving all over the track trying to get temperature into his tyres already. So those hard tyres are, on the look of it, not working out very well for him. But you can see Blindevinke's already got a 1.4 second gap, so he's gonna be pulling out a little bit at the moment, and it looks like Danny's going to be able to get on the back of Ace Boy at the moment, and he's trying so hard to do so, and Blindevinke's pulling out a very, very nice gap for him. He's already out of DRS range, which will come about on lap 23, but, you know, we've still got 7 laps to go, but those hard runners look like they've got that advantage at the moment. It's working out very well for them.
But although Blindevinke being more than a second away, that's just gonna hamper Ace Boy's chances to try and defend against Danny, because he has no DRS whenever that unlocks. It's very powerful on this track. So you'll want to try and catch up to Blindevinke, but he's got 1.5 laps to do it.
Yeah, as I said, we're just riding on board with Danny now, and he's very close to Ace Boy, coming out of turns 4 and 5. And well, I think he's going to be a lot closer to him now. But you can see Ace Boy, I think, can conserve his ERS a bit, and Blindevinke as well. Danny's obviously used it up a little bit more than he probably would have liked to get close to Ace Boy, but he does need to get past him if he wants to have a chance of winning this race on those medium tyres. I think he's got the tyre advantage with him now, so he will want to make that work. But just without the DRS at the minute, we'll see that, and that is Fropsy at the back, losing out, and he is gone. But I think we are going to see a overtake between Trevor Linden and Turbo Dudley now, as they come side by side with each other into turn 14, and Turbo Dudley is going side by side with Trevor Linden into the final turn as we see DRS, and all that was a bit feisty as we see both of them scraping wheels coming through that final turn, and Turbo Dudley and Trevor Linden both banging wheels yet again going down the main straight, but I'm not sure if DRS is going to be activated to both of them. No, it is not, and well, Turbo Dudley gets the place in that regard, and
It's been really great fights this race, especially the one earlier. That was literally where they were side by side for a lap and a half. I can't exactly remember who it was now. Some great racing today, yeah.
Yeah, for sure, and I think it's just testament to how much respect these drivers have got for each other, and they've done very, very well to do that. And if we keep in the replay, you can see both of them going side by side, even as Trevor goes off track and does very well to keep it on it. And well, that's just kind of what we've seen all day, and it's been great to see it. And again, every time I press H, it changes the stupid interval from that.
So I just want to quickly, Blindevinke has had a pretty horrid lap, and Ace Boy's caught up now already, so he's gonna get that DRS that he needed to try and defend against Danny. Danny's somewhat catching him, but it's not going to be enough, so Ace Boy stays ahead for now. Blindevinke seems to be struggling in those slightly old hard tires now.
Yeah, you're right, and one thing for sure is that that hard pack is catching. Oh, sorry, there's a massive battle going on behind us. Omletto goes very, very deep into turn 14, and that has allowed Owen and Gerler to get past him, and he has lost out massively in that regard, and he has lost out on the hard tyres. But good thing is for Owen, he's actually on into the points, so that's great for his championship hopes. But you know, he's gonna at least get some points, and if he can get close enough to Dominon, he can actually take advantage of his 3-second penalty, because Gerler's also got one. But we'll ride on board with the leading pack, and Blindavinky, as you can see, he's twitching ever so much now out of turns 4 and 5, and he is just trying to floor it through the turns 7 and 8, and he's just hoping Ace Boy can hold up Danny a little bit more, because Danny looks like he's got the pace, and so does Jozzo, and Ocean Chief's sticking in there very nicely as well. So these guys holding their guard pretty well at the minute, and we can see there Ace Boy looks like he could come under a bit of pressure from Danny here. Will Danny be able to make his move? We'll ride on board with him, and he's a lot closer than he was before. Ace Boy looks like he's getting traction, but Danny, I think, is going to not be able to get him, because Ace Boy has got that DRS, but Blindavinky is just that a little bit further ahead, and the medium guys are not being able to take advantage of it.
We also decided to go up the inside of Danny now, actually, and Danny has to stick it around the outside, but they're still side by side, so Danny has the inside for the next corner. But this fighting is great for Ace Boy and Blindavinky, because there's contact, and Danny almost spins and gets a 3-second time penalty because of it. So I don't know if that was because of it was turned into or something, but the FI may have to look at that one, because he's lost 2 positions to that one now. So Danny down to P5 and Jozzo up to P3 and Ocean Chief P4.
Yeah, just got that on the replay. We'll have a look at that in a bit, but that is horrible for Danny, because he's just picked a penalty from, you know, not one of his own accord. But saying that, Blindavinky and Ace Boy are both battling really hard, and well, when we thought they would have lost the positions a lot earlier, they've stuck it out, and well done to both of them for actually, you know, holding on to their positions when a lot of people thought they was gonna drop back. And well, we'll see if Jozzo can now do anything to upset them. But Ace Boy looks like he's a lot more confident in the tyres now than when he was at the start of that restart, and he looks like Blindavinky's the one feeling the pressure, and Ace Boy looks a lot closer than he has been in previous laps, and could actually make a move on Blindavinky in a second. But Jozzo's also in the frame to do so. Yeah,
and Blindavinky gets a really slidey on exit there, so Ace Boy is definitely close enough, especially with the DS, to try and make a move here. But he's got Jozzo right behind to think about as well, as Jozzo might take Blindavinky as well. Not too sure, probably not. But,
he's going. Ooh. Oh no! Oh, that was a bit of a
very late on the brakes.
Yeah, I was gonna say Danny Rick late on the brakes. Yeah. But Ace Boy has cleared it as Blindavinky gets a 3-second time penalty. So Blindavinky doing what he did last week, and well, that could actually cost him the podium, and that's given Ace Boy now the breathing room that he needs to get that win. However, Jozzo now.
Jozzo's sticking up the inside, gets a little bit twitchy, and I think Ocean Chief is just waiting patiently for some chaos to happen here. As Jozzo seems very eager to get past Blindavinky to try and challenge for Ace Boy. There's only 3 laps left, so he has to make that move this lap in order to really put up a good fight to Ace Boy.
Yeah, and well, those guys on the hard tyres have done a great job to actually stay ahead, as we said, but Blindavinky just not really giving Jozzo enough room, but Jozzo trying to make that move on the grass, but it didn't really work out. But all this is going to do is hold him up, and Blindavinky's going to, I'm not sure where Blindavinky's probably going to drop down to about actually P6 at the moment, because if Danny has that penalty removed for any reason, then he's going to retain his position, so we'll see. But Jozzo is currently 1.2 seconds off 1.6 seconds off Ace Boy, but really he has got to get past Blindavinky now if he's got any chance of going for the win this race. You can see Blindavinky has got that DRS as well, as Jozzo might have to overtake him, but he doesn't, as Blindavinky goes very wide, and I think Jozzo should have gone for that inside line then, but he wanted the outside line, and that could be the end for him. However, we still have 3 more laps to go, but Ace Boy looks like he could have this one in the bag at the moment. And saying that, Snella Henke got past Danny before there. As you see, Jose now trying to go around the outside of Blindavinky, and this battling is gonna continue, but you can see Blindavinky holds off the same line yet again, and the battles have just been coming left, right, and centre today. And now it looks like Jozo hasn't got the traction to go with Blindavinky, and Ocean Chief now could be the one battling Jozo for that final podium spot, well, P2 potentially. So he's not out of this yet, but Blindavinky could fall out of DRS range to Ace Boy within this sector, and that could be huge for the battle behind. But you know, Ace Boy, I said he wouldn't hold on to his lead, and yet here he is with 2 laps to go, holding on to it and not pitting under that safety car.
Yeah, he's done a really good job, honestly. He managed to pick off Blindavinky when he made a mistake, and Jozo is struggling, it seems, to get past him now. Although he's close this time around, only 3 tenths between them. And Blindavinky will not have DRS this time around, so Jozo should...
He does.
Oh,
he does.
actually,
he does. I think Jozo is gonna have to get past him now if he wants any chance of this win. This is, you see them go side by side. Blindavinky trying to go up the inside. Jozo trying as hard as he can, banging wheels to get past each other. And it looks like Jozo might have just done it. However, Blindavinky will not have the DRS going down the main straight. He will have the slipstream though. We're right on board with Blindavinky now to see what he does. You can see Jozo holding on. Jozo trying so hard to stay ahead. He's really got to make the move stick now if he wants any chance of winning this race. You see Blindavinky trying to force him around the outside. Jozo, he's going to have that inside line. Jozo really has got to make that move stick now. He's got to give it all or nothing now coming down into turn 4, and it looks like Blindavinky has got it, but if Jozo can get past him now, he's gonna have to do it. He goes for it, and well, he's done it, and Jozo gets the position, and well, that might be too little too late, and well, Blindavinky's defense of P2 comes to an end, and that could be very, very bad news for him, because he's gonna lose a lot more positions with that penalty. But in the lead, Ace Boy is out of DRS range of Jozo, so he will be alright, but he's also got a lot more ERS than Jozo because he used a lot of it to overtake.
Jozo is going to need the lap of his life to be able to try and catch up to Ace Boy and overtake, but I don't think it's going to happen, as actually Danny gets past Snella Henke again. But Ocean Chief, just sitting easily there in P4, will get promoted to P3 if he stays within 3 seconds of Blindavinky.
Yeah, you're right. I'll change the intervals now to show that, and well, Danny could actually drop down the order a fair bit, but I think we'll obviously that will be something for the FIA to have a look at, because it was pretty questionable, because it was actually contact between them, but we'll see. Yeah. But Ace Boy now begins the final lap, and it looks like he is just going to hold on to that victory. Jozo had, I think, just got past Blindavinky too little too late, and well, when it looked like not picking under that safety car for Ace Boy was the wrong decision, it looks like it's turned out to be the right decision, and looks like he's going to take on 3rd attempt victory at the moment. But we've still got a few turns to go, and well, we have not got a few unsettled battles at the minute, because Dominon, he's trying to get past Tidal, because Dominon could actually drop out of the points position. Well, not drop out of the points position, he can actually drop into the final points position because of that 3-second time penalty, but that's the same for 2 others in the top 10.
Yeah. Owen actually P9 now, so that's and probably will get promoted to P8 if he just stays. Actually, Blindavinky, he's driving very all over the place. He has to be a bit careful. He was catching a spin there down the straight. Ocean Chief just staying behind, doing what he needs to do to get that podium spot.
Yeah, he is, and I think he's gonna have it. And well, as you can see in the background, Blindavinky going really wide to stay out of that DRS train, and well, he has done that. And as we see now, the drivers come around the final turn. Ace Boy, after finishing P2 twice in the opening rounds, comes across the finish line to take the victory in China. Jozo comes across the line in P2, and we'll see now where Blindavinky ends up.
Oh no, Child!
Oh!
Child, he's managed to get overtaken by Owen at the very end. They had a little bit of contact, so Owen actually gets promoted to P7. the race. Wow. Okay, so it's a good comeback drive for him. Just shows how much pace he has.
Yeah, and that is a very good points for Owen after last week's qualifying disaster. He's got some points here today, and that's big congratulations to him. But well done to Ace Boy for victory today. But obviously Owen actually getting driver of the day. But I think it's fair to say we'll have a little bit of a discussion about driver of the day in a moment. But there you go, Ace Boy dancing, and congratulations to him on taking victory in China along with Jozo and Ocean Chief on the podium. And we'll just get up the final race results. Ace Boy P1, Jozo in P2, and Ocean Chief make up the podium. Blindavinky finishes P4 and Selahinki in P5. The Dutch will coming one place lower than they qualified. Danny in P6, but I think that could be a bit of a questionable penalty that the FIA have got to have a look at. So we'll have a look. Owen P7, Tidal P8, Dominon P9, and Kurz P10. But yeah, that was a very interesting race to say the least, and we had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, a lot of good action in between. There's some good racing between a lot of the people. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see as we just load. Yeah, we had a load of great battles here again today, and we've had that quite a lot so far in season 3. So you know, hope we can have this all season. But let's see if we can drag anyone in for an interview in the moment. And well, let's see who is in chat as my F1 decides to crash while I leave the lobby. So could be here for a second or two, just while it loads.
Yeah, so we had Griseo coming into chat saying he's the unluckiest driver that has ever existed, exists, and will exist. Yeah, he's definitely unlucky today with the disconnections and the disqualification from quali. He had a good race. We didn't see what happened there at the end, but yeah, tough luck, I guess.
Yeah. We'll talk to him when he makes. I saw him like drop back, but then also my F1 looks to have gone kaput. So I might, yeah, there we go, it's crashed. It's finally recognised that it has crashed, so just close that. There we go. Right, we will jump into the interview room right now and see who we can drag in. So we have got Ace Boy and Owen in the chat. So firstly, let's drag in the race winner. Sorry if you was in the middle of a conversation then. But there you go, third time lucky. I think after we thought you didn't pit for those medium tyres, we thought it was going to be game over, but congratulations, you proved a lot of people wrong. And well, how does it feel to be a race winner?
Oh, really good, really good. I was so stressed out getting held up by Schofield. Then Blinda got past, got stuck behind Blinda then for a while. And yeah, suddenly we had a three-way fight and Blinda pushed me off track, I believe. I didn't know if you guys caught that. And then yeah, after that I lost 3 places after that. Kind of unlucky, as well as one of the Williams was kind of holding us up so that Jozo could get in the lead, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just had to push and give it my all. Even at the end for the fast lap.
But for sure, like at the start, we saw you had so much pace, and then when that safety car came out and we thought you didn't pit, it was going to be like, oh, we're not going to see him win this race. But in the end, you proved a lot of, well, me wrong and viewers in chat. But I know that battle with Blindavinky, like at the start when he jumped you in the pits, he's like, how you managed to keep your cool during that was pretty much to show how you won today. And congratulations for that, because you deserved it after the last 2 races.
Yeah, I was kind of doubting myself once I saw the guys behind me pit. I wanted to go into the pits, but I saw Blinda stay out, so I thought I'll stay out as well. And then I saw everyone behind me just pit, and I thought, yeah, GG, this is over. But I thought my pace was strong, so I thought I'd keep it together. first few laps after the safety car was tough because my tires were not at all warmed up. So yeah, but made it through.
Yeah, and well, you did it, and well, congratulations for doing that, and hopefully we'll see more from you next week. And yeah, right then, we'll
Yeah.
see who else we've got for an interview, and right then, we'll drag the proclaimed old man in, and well, how was climbing those stairs?
I've got a stair lift now.
So that explains how you got up to the podium. So, how does it have GT mode on there or anything like that? Or
It just has a button. It says P10.
but either way, how was that for you? Because the with that safety guy definitely did help you get into that position. But take us through how you actually got it.
Yeah, I've done a lot of practice for this track, so I went into this one somewhat optimistic, but at the same time, realistic about the fact that I usually come into races, you know, if I have a bit of confidence, I come into a race and then I see the quality times and I'm just like, okay, it's like that, is it? They're like 2 seconds off. But today, yeah, like I put some additional work into Macaulay sessions, and I was aiming for a 29. I've got a 29 in TT, but I think I got a 30.2 or 3. I messed up my last run, so I wasn't able to go any faster. But I think I could have potentially got a 30 flat or a 29, maybe being on the front row of the grid. Then the race itself, I was in VC with Snell Henke and Danny, my teammate, with Ice as my crew chief, and yeah, I mean the first stint went well on the sauce. Pitted for hards. I think my pace was okay when I was alone, but if you put anyone near me, I just fell to pieces. Just making stupid mistakes here and there, and then whenever I came out on the hards, I was behind. I think it was Curse and Schofield. Maybe we were battling,
Yeah.
and they were holding me up big time. Like I just couldn't get past them, and I wanted to try to get past safely, but I don't know if you caught the pass on stream. I got past both of them at the hairpin in sector 2, and it was a bit of a cheeky one, but I just was like, I need to get past these guys now, so I just sent it down the inside. Thankfully, there was space there. I got through relatively unscathed. And then after that, the safety car came out and we're all bunched up. I'm on a fresh set of tires. I'm in P5 or P6, looking pretty good. Just trying to hold on to the front runners. I know Blindevink had like old tires, so I was hopeful I could get him. And then I thought he had a penalty, but then Danny picked up a penalty, and then Danny and Juso had a bit of a issue at the final corner. I was able to nip up the inside of Danny, and yeah, that's P3 in the bag then.
Yep. And
Very good fight, to be honest. Like working away through the field slowly but surely, and yeah, you got a podium.
Yeah, I think after come out of the pits and then behind the medium runners who'd stayed out, they were also on older tires, and I was faster. I could feel I was faster, but I just couldn't get a run onto the final straight to get them. And plus, when there's 2 cars ahead, it's slightly harder because at least one of them will have DRS. And I thought that was my race over. I thought, right, this is going to really compromise me. But like I say, I just kind of went, right, I need to send it right now. And I think if I hadn't have done that, I probably would have not been on the podium today. But yeah, good race overall. I'll enjoy watching that one back to see what actually happened. Because I'm like in tunnel vision. I just see what's ahead of me. That's it. I literally will ask my crew chief what lap I'm on, even though it says right up there in the top right-hand corner of my screen. I'll be like, wait, last we got left? Yeah. And he's like, 2. I'm like, good, let's go.
Yeah, I was to say, well, we actually did see the move because I remember now that you said it. It was when you actually managed to put the barrier between that battle and managed to do it. So congratulations on that P3. And now, will you be going on the stair lift back down to P10?
No, I'm gonna savor enjoy the view from P3 podium position. I'll probably need someone to carry me down at the end of the night.
Yeah, just hit the 10 button, then you'll be good.
Yeah, but overall, yeah, good race. I enjoyed that one. It was very sweaty. It was one of those races where I didn't know what was going to happen until like the very end there, where I could see I had a chance for a podium. But you know how it is. You know, you pick a strategy and then you're kind of questioning it halfway through, going, "Why am I P14 right now? I should be a
Yeah.
bit further up the field." But yeah, I just kind of trust in crew chief, and hopefully he knows what's going on because I sure as hell don't.
It's because we saw him, come into the chat on, well, not the chat. We saw him sneak into the lobby at the last second. We was like, the Hask have got their crew chief in there. But yeah,
Yeah, he's a secret weapon, Icewind. Yeah,
well,
just his presence gives you like pace. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. Well then, anyway, thank you for doing that. We will drag. I think we'll get one final interview with Owen, so we'll see Chief later, and we'll just drag Owen in now, if he's there. And
Oh.
oh, hello there, and well, there you go. Congratulations on P7. That is your first points of the season after last week's qualifying disaster. How does it feel like to actually, well, finally get some points on the board?
Well, I think I can claim the name recovery driver. Every week seems to be the same, but now I don't know. I've just watched the clip back into turn one. Driver behind me didn't brake and went into me, so took my wing off. If you look at when the safety car came out at the end of the race, my strategy was perfect for it. I was going hard medium, so I think me and Ace Boy would have definitely been a 1-2. So yeah, pitting that first lap, I had to then go medium because of the wing damage. And then I'm now trying to find the clip between me and one of the AlphaTauris. He let his teammate past, and I think from what it looks like, he broke early to try and let his teammate get a gap before he went into the pits, and him breaking early broke my wing again. So I had to pit and change my wing again. Safety car came out, and it was just get as far as I could. But on the last lap, where I think I could have gained the time to jump Danny on his penalty, I got stuck behind 2 people. So I don't know, but I'll take P7, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Well, after that safety car, I know it kind of helps winging it, but you need to be there to score those points, and which you did. But do you think you can build on it now after the first 2 opening rounds, that you've actually now got some points?
I mean, I got points in the first 2 anyway.
Oh,
I
sorry,
got 5th, 6th, and
sorry.
I got 5th and 6th. So this is what 5, 6, 7 so far in the races. I'm getting points, but they're all recovery drives. Last season I won Netherlands, but at the minute I'm on no TC, and first turn Netherlands, mark my word, I guarantee someone will kill me turn 1, and I will be on a recovery drive again. So we just gotta wait for the tracks like I don't know, Canada or France or something, where I can get past turn 1 before someone hits me.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. The race where I don't have a recovery drive, I'll be up there with Ace Boy. We were having a chat after the race. It looks like he's carrying Alfa Romeo, but all of my points are from recovery drives, so I should be up there with him. But yeah.
Yeah. Well. Oh, sorry. If you got, Kimmy, do you want to say anything?
No. I think I just took a breath and my mic picked it up or something.
Yeah, I was just like, I've interrupted someone. But yeah, well, I think we'll end the stream there. I've just done the interviews, but yeah, that was a great race yet again by the Tier 3 guys. And well, we've had 3 different winners now in 3 different races. And what it's actually shaping up to be like is the F1 season from 2012. Can we have 7 different race winners in 7 races?
Oh, that'd be a show.
Oh, that would
So we'll see.
We'll see, but if we can get to 5, that would be great. But anyway, we'll see you next week for Zandvoort. We might see a Dutch showing from either one of the 2 guys, because they both was in the Red Bull tonight. But anyway, take care. We'll see you then.